Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for you, episode 4. So, remember, picking up where we left off, Joe was greeted by the elite as well as the police. And so they looked into Blue and his story checked out. And so basically, he really isn't a suspect anymore after all. They basically wanted to thank him, for giving him the lead. They're going to look into Simon's past relationships and, all of those dealings. Afterwards, Phoebe tells him that they're going to go, do a getaway. It's something that they always do. She says it's a little cabin. But okay, girl. Okay, cabin. I ain't even going to wait till we get there. It's a whole castle. It's a whole castle. It's not a cabin at all. Anyway, he agrees to go because he knows the killer will also be in attendance, so he gonna figure it out. Joe is in his apartment putting fake labels on a wine bottle so that he can bring it with him and, appear like he got the money to afford the wine they drink. He's putting the sticker on the wine bottle and, of course, looks up and sees Kate over there in her apartment. He watching her. This whole stare, this gaze that these two do for the remainder of the episode. It was really a lie. It was just like, okay, how many times y'all gonna do this? All this whole getting lost in each other's eyes, locking eyes, and then it's just. They did that over and over again, and I'm just like, already, I'm sick of it. Anyway, he sees her in the window, and she, of course, always notices him watching her. But anyway, she on the line, and we hear her just cussing somebody out, telling them, she don't want to talk. Okay, she don't want to talk to him. Tell him to stay out my business. Click. So I automatically assumed daddy issues. I just knew she was talking about her daddy. Anyway, Adam, we see that he's meeting with an accountant. He is over his head in debt. The accountant is like, it's about time to get your daddy on the line. Adam, of course, assures him that he's making light of the situation when the accountant is like, this is serious. This is very serious. You're going to have to take care of it. Y'all owe a lot of people, I assume. But he said he gonna call his daddy. I'm gonna call my daddy when I'm in the car ride to the castle. I'll call him then. We gonna handle it. Don't you worry about it. Joe, he packed and ready to go on his trip. And like I said, they pull up to a castle. The butlers and the maids, everybody is waiting at the door. Joe, of course, is standing back, watching everybody, reading everybody, because he gonna find this killer. He gonna find him this weekend. It's his mission. Phoebe, she has Secret Service there. Or, I don't know who had them people come. Secret Service is in the building, and she says that they're just going to be outside, so Kate don't really have to worry about it. But Kate ain't really here. But the Secret Service being on the property. I think it was Kate. No, it was Gemma. Gemma, as well as... damn, we found out his name too. Rolled. The two of them feel like it's important to let Joe know that he is regular and that he doesn't dress well. Like, both of them make note of make mention of that. And it's just like, that's rude to walk up to people and say, you know what? I admire the fact that you don't give how you look. So basically, you're telling me I look a mess. Anyway, so there's no Wi-Fi in the castle. So, he ain't gonna be getting bothered by the killer all weekend. Kate has the adjoining room next to his. It's like, how ironic. She walk over there and say, this is nice. It's room for two in your bed. Won't be none of that though. I just came to make it clear, won't be none of that. Basically, to me, I was like, so basically what you're saying is, come on over to my boudoir whenever you feel like it. That's what that read to me, but maybe that's just me. So somebody slips a note under his door that says portrait gallery. And he's thinking, oh, is it you? Is it you? And so he steps outside to look. Ain't nobody out there. When he goes back into his room, he gets his little kill bag because he got to take something with him that he can strangle with. And he heads on to the portrait gallery. When he gets there, he's snatched into this room. And it's Phoebe. Phoebe got all her lingerie, her soft music playing. She got all her sex toys laid out. She was ready to put that thing on Joe. And she straddles him, pull his peen out and everything. And he's like, whoa, 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 let's slow down. And she takes offense. And he's like, it ain't you. You foreign. I definitely smash. But it's just that you're spoken for, you know. And she just starts going in about Adam and how she just don't really feel like she's the love of his life. Like, she's like, I don't feel like I'm the only one. I don't feel like I'm his person. And so I got to explore my options. Joe, of course, he tells her that he was married before and then gives her some relationship advice. And it makes her feel better. You know, she put her robe on and all of that, and just, can we forget this? Just forget I ever tried to throw that thing at you. Okay? Forget I ever tried to just knock it down. Just don't even worry about it. So the elites are, they're some assholes. Mainly Gemma. They're out there being very rude to the help. Like, treating them like they're circus entertainment, you know? Gemma, she's the like I said, she's the nastiest one. She's the one putting her hands on people, you know, grabbing them on the butt, just really sexual assault, unwanted touching all over the place when it comes to Gemma. She's nasty at the mouth, and she's a drunk. Get her out of here. Get her out of here. She done made that man get on his hands and knees while they just joke and make all kind of jokes and just laugh about it. I'm like, nobody's gonna say nothing. Then the ones that don't agree with it, Kate, Reese, them, you just gonna walk away, but you're not gonna say nothing. Your silence tells me you're complicit in this. Because you ain't said nothing yet, Miss Kate, but you just so above it all. You just so disgusted by her. Why don't you open up your mouth and say something? Nah, because you right there with him. Anyway. Joe is, standing on the sidelines plotting on the rest of the group, and Adam walks up to him and he tells him, I think it's time that you and I get to know each other. Come have a drink with me. And of course, his antennas is up now. He's like, is it you, Adam? Mm-hmm. We're gonna definitely go have a drink. When they have drinks, Adam basically needs relationship advice himself. He done found out that Joe was married before. We don't know how he done found this out, but he found out. And he want to know, like, when do you know that you have the one? Like, he been outside getting peed on by the help around town. He like to be outside in these streets, and he's just not ready to give that up yet. He's not ready to give that up yet, but he needs to. He really don't even need advice, because every time Joe tries to steer him in one direction, he pivots and goes right back to what he want to do. So it's like, why you ask me anything? Because you're just going to do what it is you want to do anyway. And what you want is her money. So I don't even know why you're going back and forth. Your bottom line is to secure your bag. And that's exactly what you'll be doing if you marry her. I don't know why you ask the questions. Why you asking Joe? Joe don't know. Joe thanks him, he and Phoebe for the invite. And he's like, oh, no, it wasn't us. It was actually Roll that invited you. And so now we got to rewind. Roll. He ain't even been on the radar. So now we got to be looking at him. Kate, she was in the hallway chewing out the Secret Service for being in the house, because they're supposed to be outside. And Joe walks up looking cheap, like he been standing there lurking. And of course she followed him right into his room, talking about some I don't like people following me around. And Joe looking at her like, girl, what? I just came up the stairs. Ain't nobody following me? I'm in my room. Anything else? And she's like, no. Actually, yes. Help me with my wig. She just found any little thing to keep her standing around there around Joe. And so they got to do this whole cat and mouse game where he don't want to really step too close and put his hands on her, because I guess it's something about grazing the back of her neck is going to get them both hot and bothered, which ends up happening. Then they end up in that high, passionate close off, and then it's, oh, we should stop. Yeah, we should stop. You're right. We should stop. You're right. This never happened. Now that we're clear, I'm glad we're clear. Girl, get on back in your room. You went over there for the purpose of what? So they did. I mean, listen, this happened more than once. It was really on my nerves. Anyway, she tell him to let himself out, detective. Because, he be asking all these questions. I mean, just asking so many questions, trying to get people to divulge something about Malcolm, something about Simon, something about Rold. He just trying to figure it out. He knows that Rold and Kate have a close relationship, and I guess he's trying to figure out how close. He sneaks into Rold's room. He starts snooping around, and he finds a camera, and when he's looking at it, he sees a slew of pictures of Kate, mostly without her knowledge. Like, it's pictures up under her skirts. It's just, he's a stalker. He's obsessed. He's obsessed with her. Joe gets out of there. Of course, he don't get caught this time. And Kate and Roll are walking up the hallway. They were just taking a swim. And Joe says to Roll, great idea putting this whole thing together, It's a great opportunity for me to get to know you better. Trying to gauge what his response gonna be. But Roll just gave him a look like, yeah, and going on about his business. His look was weird, though. At breakfast the next morning, Gemma, she's still being a douche. I mean, a piece of privileged work, okay? It's really sickening. And still nobody says nothing. Kate over there at the end of the table, mad, disgusted, but you ain't saying nothing. So again, you just, girl, please. None of that even matters. Because you ain't saying nothing to the girl. Joe, he gives Adam a look. Adam is over off to the side fixing his plate, and Joe kind of looks over there at him, and Kate notices, and she's like, what's that look? I think I know what you think I know. I think I know what you know to that. I know that you know. And he like, what? I'm confused, girl. I don't follow. And I was confused too, like, girl, what you talking about? What you talking about? Anyway, down at the end of the table, Roll is also watching people, and he watching Joe and Kate interact, and he don't really like it. He rolled his eyes, got a look on his face, all in they damn mouth. Kate ends up excusing herself, and Roll stops her, you want to go play tennis? And she's like, my day is full, boo. Booked and busy today. Sorry, babe. When she walks away from them, of course, Joe has been watching. Roll catches him. He didn't think nobody was glaring and watching he and Kate interact with one another. And so he was caught. I guess his love for her supposed to be a secret. I don't know. But when Joe gets up to leave, Roll is like, you know what, Joe? I think you're right. It is time we get to know each other. You want to go hunting? He had already made a joke earlier about, who was that? Was that Dick Cheney? So one of them who shot somebody while they was hunting. One of our vice presidents, I think it was. I can't remember who it was. I want to say Dick Cheney. Listen, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't care about them folk, no way. But somebody shot somebody, and he already made jokes about that. So you asked him to go hunting. Now Joe, he better watch. Roll, while they are, walking around hunting, it ain't really hunting because somebody done caught all the geese. Somebody done caught them all, and then they just, at certain points on the trail, they let them out so that they can get shot. Joe like, I ain't participating in this. This is sick as hell. Barbaric. Just gonna let them loose to kill them. So he's just walking and holding his gun. But Roll got all the questions. He just really want to know, because he all basically. Let me get my words together. Rold feels like that's my friend. That's well, not even my friend, because he really wants to be more than friends. He's been in the friend zone since they were 15 years old, and so he knows Kate the best, and he's going to grill every man that Kate brings around or that is around her at all. He got to make sure. He's territorial. Anyway, he shares a bit of her story with Joe, and he's like, and if you know her, then you would know that already. If you really know Kate. Whatever. He done already smashed. So, I mean, that's one for Joe. I don't think you got that far ever. She ain't even gave you a kiss. You've been in the friend zone since 15, so just relax. That's where you're staying. Rose says, I make it a point to get to know the men in Kate's life. Malcolm certainly wasn't it, and Simon was a liar. He thought that he pretended to be this genius, and Kate just took it, hook, line, and sinker, just digging herself into a black hole. Like, he is upset and resents both Malcolm and Simon. And he's like, I just couldn't let it happen. And then Joe continues to walk, and he kind of slows down, draws that shotgun, like, I gotta put a stop to it. And he got his gun on Joe. Joe about to turn around and get shot. And then Kate comes out of nowhere shooting the ducks or geese, whatever, the birds, out of the sky. So she was standing there watching the whole thing, watching that. And she tells Joe, you go on ahead. We'll catch up. He was about to do. Was you about to shoot him? I think he was about to shoot him, girl. Afterwards, on the way back up to the castle, she kind of like explaining it away like he was just bullying, like he kind of, now he don't look like the suspect so much. He just looks like a territorial, obsessive friend. Like, that's what it's giving now. But anyway, it's almost like she's just saying, oh, don't haze poor old Joe. No, it was more than hazing. I think he was about to kill him, girl. Anyway, Rose says he tired of her trying to save all these losers. Like, don't stop running from your elitism. Stop running from your wealth and your power. That's you, girl. You one of us. You're one of the elite. Stop trying to pretend like you're not. And she's just like, that's you. You and I are not the same, and we will never be the same. I want you to understand that. I don't care. F your pedigree, F your bloodline. We ain't the same. Period. Because he on some we deserve. He on some arranged marriage stuff like, my family's powerful. Your family's powerful. We supposed to be together. It's our birthright. And she like, hell no. No, that's not what we doing. He mad. She be mingling with the common folk. You supposed to be with the rich and the rich only. Anyway, while Kate getting ready for dinner, Joe got to he eased his door open to show he's having trouble with his cufflinks, and she's like, get in here. You could have just opened the door like when you kicked it open with your foot. You should have just walked on me and said, can you help me with my cufflinks? All of this subtle bullshit that they doing to get in each other's space, it's just weird. It's like kids, like, y'all are grown ass adults. You want to go in there because you want to go in there, knock on the door and ask, can you come in? You're just gonna kick the door open, turn your back to the door like you ain't just opened the damn door. Oh, it's like the damn sexual tension between them is thick. But they both keep talking about, let's stop. No, let's stop. Because again, they just started glaring and gazing in each other's eyes. And now they got to have sex, He pulling up panties to the side whole time talking about, stop, no, let's not do this. We can't. And you already 9 inches in. Well, I don't know, Joe. I don't know, Joe. I ain't even gonna put a number out there, Joe, because I just don't know. Anyway, they head to dinner, like they wasn't just smashing in the room. And everybody is just discussing how rich they are and how much better than everybody else they are. They're the elite. They're the powerful. Everybody else is mad. I just don't know. I wonder how mad everybody else gets at us because we're so rich. We're so wealthy. Like, of course everybody hates us. I would hate us too because I'm just so rich. It's like, again, Kate sits by mad. You know, she got a grudge. You know, she's got a little beef with her elite friends because they are pompous. But you don't say nothing. You sit over there and talk to Joe about it. Girl, say something to home girl. Put her in her place, girl. Roll. Before this, Phoebe gets up and she excuses herself. Anyway, Roll, he poses a question for Joe. So, like, do you harbor resentment for people like us who have everything while you have nothing? Joe look at him like, I'm happy with my life. No, you can't possibly be happy with your life. You're poor. You're not as rich as us. How can you be happy with mediocrity? We're rich, you know? Gemma, she starts saying that Joe the killer. You're the killer. It makes sense. People started dying when you showed up. Do you wish us all dead? And they're just having a whole key, you know? Just really laughing it up. Like that's not a serious situation that is really happening in your life. Like you're not there at the castle running from the killer. But you laughing. And it could be you next, Gemma girl. Anyway, Roll chimes in, and now he got an attitude with Kate. He directing all his energy at Kate, because how dare you pretend you're not one of us? Oh, you haven't told him? Oh, he doesn't know. You're royalty. She's just as rich as we are. She didn't tell you? No, she said none of that, Roll. She said none of that. She's sitting over there tight-lipped like, the jig is up. It's new, y'all. It's new. Why do people pretend to be poor? What? If anything, just say you've led a modest life, you know. Make it seem like your parents were working if you gonna fake the funk. But folks be trying to pretend they from the projects and you have never been there. I just don't understand you and your humble beginning story and you a whole rich woman. Ain't no way in hell I be a rich white woman pretending I'm not a rich white woman. Bitch, what? You're a rich white woman. Girl, go live. Go live. Trying to be over there with the common folk. I mean, it's nice of you, but I can be amongst the common folks with my riches. Yeah, we can hang. I can go to the hole in the wall because when I make my millions, I'm not going to the hole in the wall every now and again. Okay, just so y'all know. We not gonna stop at the 7-Eleven every now and again. You know? Of course. I'm still shopping at Target because Target is not cheap. Just so y'all know. Still gonna be doing my grocery shopping at Publix, Ep4 Whole Foods. Take me to Publix. Anyway, out of nowhere, the butler comes in there talking about Phoebe is dead. And everybody's like, what? And then they come pushing her in or carrying her in with an arrow in her chest. And she like, it's a murder mystery. Like she a ventriloquist doll. So it's a fake murder mystery dinner. And now let the games begin. While everybody else is playing the games, Joe, he takes the opportunity, you know, he think he finna go snoop around, but he runs into Kate. And she explains that her father is Tom Lockwood. Joe like, should I know who that is? Apparently, he's an activist investor. He basically cleans up companies' messes. You know, like makes stuff disappear, like terrible things. Like if a pharmaceutical company was using pharmaceutical drugs and it killed a bunch of kids, he the person that they'll pay to cover it all up. So he's a terrible person because your bottom line just can't be the dollar bill. Like, where are your morals, sir? I guess he don't have none. And Kate can't get with it. She don't want no parts. She don't go by Kate Lockwood. She don't want nothing to do with that side of her family. Period. They get interrupted because, you know, they're about to kiss again, gazing in each other's eyes. How many times is this now? I mean, all the whole episode. This just kept happening. And I just was, who the fuck wrote that in there? That they should gaze into each other's eyes relentlessly. Anyway, she says her family was, very powerful. Well, they are very powerful, so she is just like them, but she's not. In her heart, she got a bleeding heart. She got a heart for the people, just like Reese. Anyway, they get interrupted by the folk playing the game, so there's that. Adam, he gets accosted by one of the butlers, like, so you ready to go into the supply closet? I'm about ready to I relieve myself all over your face. And he's like, I ain't about that life no more. I'm about to ask this girl to marry me. I cannot be out here doing that no more. That's done. We can't do what we used to do. And Phoebe walks up and overhears all of that. So she turns around and runs away. But he didn't do it. I guess he's done with it. He sticks to his word. Back in Rose's room, his windows are wide open. So somebody was in there. But he doesn't see him. And so Joe starts looking around, and out of nowhere, Rose comes swinging a statue at him like, get the fuck up out of here. What you doing in my room? All of that. It's a tussle. Rose, he thinks that it's Joe. He thinks Joe is a killer. And Joe is like, nah, is it you? That ain't me, is it you? And he tells him, you know what? Every time we play this game, somebody gets hurt. And then he pushes Joe out the window. Joe, nothing happens to Joe. Joe ends up, luckily, some bushes broke his fall, and I'm assuming Rose knew that would happen. And so he's able to get up and, limp away. He ain't too hurt. Joe gets up, and he's finna go back in the house or whatever. And he hears a scream. And so he runs, looking for Kate, screaming her name, running through the castle looking for her. And when he get to her room, she's sitting on her knees, sitting over Gemma's body, holding a knife. Look at Cheat. I don't know if I'm assuming she found Gemma. I'm gonna assume she screamed after finding her. I'm not even finna run with the cliffhanger, because the cliffhanger is her sitting there with a knife in her hand and Gemma's bloody, stabbed up body there, on the floor. But it could be two things, because she was just out there with Joe. So when she had time to go do all that, I'm assuming she walked in on, but I mean maybe so, because Joe had time to get pushed out a window. So we'll just see. We'll just see in the last episode. But this one was good. It was a lot slower than the first two, but it is what it is. We about to figure this thing out. We about to figure out who this killer is. And now they have put the knife in Kate's hands, but I just don't believe it was her. I just do not believe it was her. Where Reese at? Where he been? Because is he there? He another one that don't really do the whole I'm elite, and so he would have a reason. I don't know, but we gonna find out. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.